peace and ground and courage and openness to each of you as you watch this, as you move with me, wherever this meets you, however this meets you. Just invite you to maybe pause the video for just a minute or two, take some deep breaths, do a little bit of grounding, just to invite your full self, all that goes on the inside, to catch up a little bit more to a place of presence and attention and tending. So this video is simple. I just wanted to put some video in-person movement context to 3 walking movement practices that I put out both on Patreon and just publicly. They're very simple, but they are rooted so deeply in what I believe so much, as many of you know, in what is so deeply needed in this time. And so I think and believe body-based, movement-based practice is one branch out of the tree that helps us to claim a deeper way of being, to see, to connect to honor, and to create radical proximity to it, to purpose, to dreams, to our pain, to what's aching on the inside. So, 3 practices that I put together as just invitations for us in a complex time alongside COVID-19, alongside all the different layers behind and around protests going on all over the country, all over the world, related to systemic racism. And so how we move with agency and healing in our own bodies as they are, there's such an opportunity and a need for this. And so 3 practices I put together. The first, under the theme of allowing and the title Movement Forward, is just that simple. It's just some simple guidance. So for when times or when you want to be, I feel stuck, I feel discouraged, I feel disconnected, I don't feel grounded, I feel like I'm inside of too many artificial things, or I'm underneath or inside of too many stories that aren't necessarily mine, or I don't have agency in them. I feel like I'm being pulled by the strings of others. And so if that is showing up for you in any sort of way, the movement forward practice is so good because it invites the essence of walking and of movement into how we can move ourselves out of and beyond these places of stuckness. Our bodies physically moving forward under trees and our true ceiling, in fresh air, in all the unknowns of our environment, and that we are physiologically moving and that we are not stuck inside of artificial time, inside of other people's stories. The second practice is opening. It's the theme of opening with the title Brave Creativity. So as an artist, with everything in me, I feel so deep that our journey to be people who can envision ways of being, ways of healing what's really going on the inside, ways of threading stories and invitation beyond just the defaults that we see and interact with, that we have a lot of opportunity to be of a more brave and a more creative way. What are we not connecting to? What are we not listening to? What haven't we given ourselves a chance to iterate around, to see what needs to open within us and around us to be of a creative way? And are we bringing in practice and all the partners of the natural world, the trees, the sky, the sunsets, the air, the temperature, the animals, the seasons, the emergent branches that move in the spaces between. And so the brave creativity invitation is for us to move with any place of tension, similar to the first, but going into more, we are actually like being connected to the fact that when we move in this way, at least 20, 30 minutes, walking or even by wheelchair or stroller, that we are expanding the elasticity of our neural network, that we are expanding the lungs more because we are more attentive to breathing all the way in and all the way out, that we are closer in proximity to oxygen and to what the natural world provides us, that we are moving blood and cells, that we're expanding our capacity to be open. It's how are we creating practices that help us to be imaginative and to envision a more human way forward, a more human way inward, a more human way with one another. So that is brave creativity. And all the physiological, inherent, intrinsic benefits of walking and movement that allow us to be creative, to evolve, to listen, and to emerge from stress and difficult times. The third invitation is under the theme of listening and moves with the title, Nature Sees Me. Listening, nature sees me. And this invites us to be in the details. And God bless it with a helicopter flying right over us in the middle of it. So be open and expansive to whatever environment you're in, however you're in it. But that the nature sees me is the essence. Even with the helicopter flying and the traffic going by, that we can kneel and be humble, that we can rest in the grass and under the trees, that we can slow down enough, that we can open and listen enough, honoring what's going on the inside, the heavy, the hard, the stress, the pain, the questions, the uncertainty. And that in that inner work, which is so important in this time, the inner healing, the healing work, the work like Thich Nhat Hanh's. I always use this quote because it's so profound to me, and in this time, the earth will be safe when we feel safe in ourselves, that we have practices that help us tap into that space. And so the nature sees me invitation is mindfully walking or moving with constant awareness and stopping and honoring and listening, touching the bark of trees, peering into the branches as they reach, and then going beyond just touching and peering and saying and feeling and inviting and listening. What are you trying to speak to me? What are you trying to teach me? As the wind blows, as I feel the bark and the way you have evolved and grown, as I rest my body on your trunk, as I watch the leaves turn colors, as I listen to the wind move them, as I rest in the shade when the sun is hot, what are you speaking? What are you trying to teach me on the inside? So we will let the wind, I'm sure you hear the wind in the video, we will let it move with us and guide us. That things are moving and that we can more intentionally be moving creating and listening, as creative stewards of a more human way, a more just way, a more earth protector way, where we are unquestionably helping to honor and protect our planet, that we are unquestionably helping to honor and protect all beloveds who face pain and suffering in this time, that Black Lives Matter and Black trans lives matter. Those are unquestionable statements. And so for me, it's like these practices, movement forward, that we're moving forward with trusted teachers all around us in the natural world, and not stuck, that we can be people of a brave and creative way that open and expand, and that we can be people of a humble and listening way that allows what nature and others are trying to teach us with care and tenderness. So I have linked the Patreon below this video in the description. If you are willing or interested to come alongside my creative work, I have linked the walking practices in the description below. Just use them, invite people into them, share them. Let's move into this more human way together, beloveds. All right, peace. With the trees and the traffic and the sky and the soil and all of us as we are right where we are. Peace.